Well, hello, class. The two consequences of the actor-observer biases are really interesting. Hopefully, you were able to do some reflection after reading the case and figure it out. One consequence is for sure is that actors often receive more credit or blame than they deserve. Thus, actors may be rewarded or punished to undeserved levels, and this is when it can be a catastrophe based on the biases, when they experience successes and failures. Now, let's go back to the case on Hurricane Katrina. We saw in the Hurricane Katrina example that observers tended to do what? They tended to criticize public actors for their failure to assist the residents of New Orleans, despite situations that were often beyond the actors' control. Now, here's something really to think about. Because of observer biases, what did the public officials do? Public officials and a lot of those high-profile executives are often turned into what we refer to as scapegoats and fired, even when, people from FEMI, they were fired even when they have been confronted with circumstances that were totally beyond their control. Now, there's another problem. A second problem that occurred is that observers focus on whom? The leaders, not the followers. So oftentimes they fail to see their own culpability for failures. What happens here? This invasion of responsibility also likely results in observers failing to take proactive steps to resolve the situations that need to be taken care of. In other words, everybody's blaming everybody else for the problem. So finally, the biases by those that are protecting their own turf, by both observers and actors, cloud each other party's abilities to diagnose the root or the cause of the problem. It's only who's to blame for not solving it or not knowing ahead of time what should have been done. They were reactive and not proactive. So no one's taken accountability and no one's taken responsibility. And this becomes a big problem. So in the case of Katrina, more objective analysis of the problems by both observers and actors would likely have facilitated more effective and timely resolution of the many problems that occurred. So I want you to really think about this case study today and maybe reflect upon some examples that you could think of that were similar in your own worlds about these types of situations, and then take some reflection time today and jot them down.